to see what sticks, to see what works. And they're not necessarily doing that with Shedeur right now. With Shedeur, he's on a bit of a different track. He's right now the fourth team quarterback. He's doing great with what he's being asked to do. Everybody's very, very happy with how he's coming along. Everybody's optimistic about what they're seeing with him, but it's just he's in a little bit of a different category as the fourth team quarterback, and maybe not necessarily someone that they are trying to get ready as fast as possible to start on opening day. Not saying that he can't, because he's being given a chance just like everyone else, but he's in a bit of a different category right now.
Shedeur Sanders is making headlines once again, but this time it's not for his explosive plays or viral moments. According to Mary Kay Cabot, Sanders has been designated as the fourth team quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. That's right, fourth on the depth chart. In a surprising development, Cabot reports that the coaching staff has placed him in a completely different bracket, signaling that he may not be ready to take on preseason action just yet. So what does this mean for Sanders' future in Cleveland? Is this just a temporary setback? Or is there something bigger going on behind the scenes? Could this be a strategic move by the Browns? Or is Shedeur facing an uphill battle to prove himself?
Chase, does Shedeur have a legit chance to winning the Browns starting job?
I mean, a legitimate chance. I think there's always a chance. Probably not week one. It's just based on where you were drafted. But back to what he said, I love, he looks locked in.
Yeah.
The latest reports suggest Shedeur Sanders might not be the Browns' starting QB just yet, but don't count him out. Despite being buried on the depth chart, insiders say he's been locked in during OTAs, showing flashes of the talent that made him a star at Colorado. Still, critics argue he's not 100% ready for the NFL spotlight, at least not as a day-one starter. The Browns seem to be taking a patient approach, letting him develop behind veterans before throwing him into the fire. So, when will his time come? Is Cleveland grooming him for a bigger role down the line? Or is this just a reality check for the young QB? One thing's for sure, Shedeur isn't backing down. But not everyone is buying the narrative that Shedeur Sanders should wait his turn. Some believe he's already a game-changer in the making. LeSean McCoy recently shut down the rumors, making it clear. Shedeur isn't just some backup, he's a key player who can prove his worth right now. McCoy even doubled down, calling the Browns blessed to land what he considers a first-round talent in the 5th round. He dismissed the idea that Shedeur needs to earn the starting job, hinting that the rookie might already be the best QB in the room.
The whispers over there is basically, hey man, he looks like the best quarterback here. He's young, you gotta learn the experience part. 5th rounder, so we gotta make him earn it. But the truth is, he's the best quarterback. And this is not just words from coaches or scouts over there. This is for some players, and I mean key players that actually gonna play this year and put some real production up. You got a first-round quarterback in the 5th round. Yeah. That's a blessing. So I think they should take advantage of it. Everybody I'm hearing over here talking to, they saying that look like he's the best quarterback. If he plays well, it should be a no-brainer.
So why the mixed signals? Is the coaching staff being overly cautious? Or is there a bigger plan at play? One side says he's not ready, while the other insists he's the answer. Who's right? The preseason will tell all. But one thing's certain, Shedeur Sanders isn't here to sit on the bench forever. At first, rumors swirled that he could actually start for the Browns until Cleveland reporter Mary Kay Cabot stepped in with a reality check. According to her, Shedeur is not expected to start in preseason games, at least not yet. Because while he's been holding his own with the 4th team offense, Cabot notes he hasn't gotten the same prep work as Dorian Thompson-Robinson or veteran Kenny Pickett. The coaching staff hasn't given him the green light to work with the first-team offense, which speaks volumes about where he stands right now.
Because now you're going to have division in your locker room. Play the best player, and for a player like Shedeur Sanders, control what you can control. That's why it's so important to have a strong father figure in his life like he does have, and a guy that played the game at a high level and also is a coach at Colorado, is that you control what you can control, and then you live with the rest.
When Kimberly A. was asked about the idea of Shedeur Sanders being buried as the 4th quarterback on the Browns' rhythm chart, she shut that down immediately. Her response was clear. There's no way you can realistically place him in that position. According to her, anyone thinking Shedeur is buried is simply misreading the situation. She emphasized that it's not just unlikely, it would be completely inaccurate to suggest that he's being overlooked. His talent, his presence, and his performance are far too strong to ignore. Still, not everyone is sold on Shedeur Sanders just yet. A wave of skepticism continues to follow his rise, with critics pointing out that it's still early, just OTAs, and that strong showings in shorts and no pads don't guarantee success under real pressure. Some are even calling him overrated, suggesting the hype is outpacing the resume. Jason McIntyre didn't hold back either. He openly mocked the reaction from those who saw Shedeur's warm-up throws and immediately jumped to crown him the next big thing. According to McIntyre, a few impressive moments aren't enough to declare Shedeur the man. And he made sure to let everyone know just how premature he thinks that kind of talk really is.
And the division that we're seeing is so, it's massive. The gulf of what you see people saying about Shedeur Sanders, you would think he's ready to start week one. I mean, you see former NFL quarterbacks on social media breaking down every pass. Oh my gosh, look at the movement in the pocket. Look at that cannon. This is why Shedeur's the man.
McIntyre didn't stop at questioning the hype. He took it even further by mocking the fact that head coach Kevin Stefanski hasn't yet given Shedeur Sanders reps with the first team. He argued that Stefanski had essentially shown Shedeur where he truly belongs, for now, by keeping him on the sidelines or matching him up against what he called amateurs, even going so far as to compare them to part-time FedEx drivers. The tone was harsh, and honestly, the level of criticism bordered on personal. But despite the noise, one thing is becoming clearer with every session. Shedeur Sanders isn't going away. The doubters may be loud, but his talent is louder. If he keeps this up, it's only a matter of time before he forces his way into the starting lineup. Despite the growing support and undeniable flashes of talent, there are still reports surfacing that hint at a possible rift between Shedeur Sanders and the Browns coaching staff. According to some insiders, the decision to keep Shedeur out of the 11-on-11 reps may not just be about depth chart protocol. It might be personal. There's speculation that the staff could be downplaying his role simply because he was a fifth-round pick, not a top-tier draft investment. The debate around Shedeur Sanders' role in Cleveland is heating up, and the Browns might be playing a dangerous game by keeping him buried on the depth chart. While some argue he needs more time to develop, others believe he's already proving he belongs. And if the Browns aren't careful, this could blow up in their faces. Shedeur has shown flashes of brilliance in OTAs, even while working with the fourth-team offense. If he continues outperforming expectations, but still doesn't get meaningful reps, frustration could set in, not just for him, but for teammates who see his potential. As Douglas warned, locker room chemistry could suffer if players feel the best guy isn't getting a fair shot. Second, undervaluing a fifth-round steal could haunt them. LeSean McCoy isn't alone in believing the Browns landed a first-round talent in the fifth round. If Shedeur truly is that good, keeping him sidelined risks wasting a golden opportunity, or worse, pushing him toward a breakout elsewhere. Remember, Tom Brady was a sixth-round pick who only got his shot because of an injury. What if Cleveland's hesitation cost them their own hidden gem? And finally, the hype isn't just noise. Critics like Jason McIntyre may dismiss Shedeur's early performances, but dismissing him entirely is just as reckless as crowning him too soon. The reality? He's forcing the conversation. Every strong throw, every moment of command in practice makes it harder to justify keeping him off the field. The Browns have a choice: let Shedeur compete now, or risk him proving them wrong later. If they wait too long, they might not just lose games, they could lose credibility with their players and fans. One thing's certain, Shedeur Sanders isn't here to be a footnote. And if Cleveland doesn't realize that soon, another team will. Is Shedeur Sanders really the steal of the draft, or is the hype train out of control? The Browns have him buried as QB4. Are they seeing something we're not, Or is this a massive mistake? If he's as good as McCoy claims, a first-round talent in the 5th, why isn't he getting first-team reps? Or is the truth somewhere in the middle? Is he just another overrated college star who won't translate to the NFL? Could this backfire if he keeps balling out in practice but doesn't get real reps?